What if the speed limit of the universe was 10 miles per hour? This question comes from theoretical physicist Dr. Michael Harrison, who asks, if the fundamental speed limit of the universe, currently the speed of light at 299,792,458 meters per second, suddenly dropped to just 10 miles per hour, how would this catastrophic reduction in the maximum possible velocity affect everything from atomic structure to human movement and cosmic phenomena? Let's imagine it's a peaceful Monday morning when the impossible happens across the entire universe simultaneously. Every moving object, from electrons orbiting atoms to planets revolving around stars, suddenly finds itself unable to exceed 10 miles per hour. Cars on highways begin coasting to this new maximum speed. Airplanes fall from the sky as their engines can no longer generate enough thrust to maintain flight. And even the Earth's rotation around the sun begins slowing to comply with this new cosmic speed limit. The immediate chaos would be beyond comprehension. Every airplane in the world would crash within minutes as they cannot maintain lift at such low speeds. Trains would come to grinding halts on their tracks. Ships would find their engines useless as propellers can no longer push them faster than a leisurely bicycle pace. The entire global transportation system would collapse instantly, stranding billions of people wherever they happened to be when the speed limit changed. But the real catastrophe would be occurring at the atomic level. Electrons normally orbit atomic nuclei at speeds approaching the speed of light. With the universal speed limit now at 10 miles per hour, atomic structure would become fundamentally unstable. Chemical reactions would slow to a crawl or stop entirely. The molecular processes that sustain life, from oxygen transport in blood to neural signals in the brain, would begin failing as they depend on particles moving far faster than 10 miles per hour. Within hours, all electronic devices would stop functioning. Electricity itself is the movement of electrons through conductors, but electrons can no longer travel fast enough to create meaningful electrical current. Computers, phones, lights, and every piece of modern technology would become useless artifacts. Humanity would be thrust back into a pre-electrical age within a single day. The human body would face an existential crisis. Blood circulation depends on the heart pumping blood through the cardiovascular system faster than 10 miles per hour, especially through narrow capillaries. Neural impulses that allow thought and movement typically travel at much higher speeds. People would find themselves thinking and reacting in slow motion as their nervous systems struggle to function under the new physical constraints. But after several weeks of living in this slow-motion universe, scientists working with primitive instruments would make a startling discovery. The 10 miles per hour speed limit isn't affecting all objects equally. Some materials and substances seem to be partially exempt from the restriction, able to move slightly faster than others. Water, for instance, can flow at nearly 12 miles per hour under certain conditions, while certain metals can conduct limited electrical current at marginally higher speeds. Analysis would reveal that the speed limit is somehow being selectively enforced based on the biological necessity of different processes. Life-sustaining chemical reactions are being given slight exemptions that allow basic biological functions to continue, while non-essential high-speed processes remain strictly limited. This suggests that whatever force is imposing the speed limit has intimate knowledge of what's required for life to survive. The most shocking discovery would come after months of investigation. The 10 miles per hour universal speed limit isn't random or natural, it's being artificially imposed by a massive network of quantum field manipulators hidden throughout space. These devices are operating on a scale that spans the entire observable universe, creating a coherent field that constrains the movement of all matter and energy. Here's where the revelation becomes truly extraordinary. The speed limit isn't being imposed by alien technology, but by humanity's own distant future descendants who have achieved godlike technological capabilities. They had discovered that the universe was heading toward a catastrophic event called velocity cascade collapse, where runaway acceleration would eventually tear apart the fabric of spacetime itself. The only way to prevent this cosmic destruction was to artificially reduce the universal speed limit, essentially putting the entire universe into slow motion to prevent it from destroying itself. The future humans had calculated that 10 miles per hour was the maximum speed that could prevent the cascade while still allowing basic life processes to continue. But the most profound twist would be that this wasn't a permanent solution, it was a carefully timed intervention. The speed limit was designed to last exactly long enough for the universe to naturally stabilize its fundamental forces. After precisely 18 months, the field would gradually release, allowing speeds to slowly increase back to normal levels over the course of several years. The future humans had engineered this cosmic slowdown to give the universe time to heal itself while ensuring that life could adapt to the temporary constraints. They had essentially put the entire cosmos on life support while performing universe-scale surgery to repair fundamental flaws in the fabric of reality. The most remarkable aspect would be that this intervention required sacrificing their own timeline. By altering universal constants in the past, the future humans would erase their own existence, but they considered this an acceptable price to pay for ensuring that some version of reality could continue to exist. The day the universe's speed limit became 10 miles per hour would mark the most selfless act in cosmic history, an advanced civilization choosing to delete itself from existence in order to save the universe itself from a fundamental structural collapse that would have ended all possibility of life, matter, and energy forever.